Right, today we are renovating this little starter home. So this place, I don't know what better word to use other than ugly. It doesn't look great in my game. I like the starter homes to be, they're not going to be amazing, because you don't have much money to go with. It's basically just 20,000 simoleons. Usually under 20,000 simoleons is the cost of a starter home. So they don't look the best, but I at least like it to be somewhat nice looking and to have the essentials. With this property, that's what we're doing today. First of all, I wanted to just make it look a little bit more central. For some reason, the house is like on the right hand side of the lot. Why, I don't know. When it has quite a bit of land around it, so I made it a little bit wider so that we can have a bit more space inside, and then that will give us some space at the back to use for like a little garden. So I made this into a 2-bed property. One of the bedrooms has a bathroom, and then there's a main bathroom in the living area. I had to reduce the size slightly because I didn't want to spend too much money on the property. I wanted to try and keep it under 20,000 simoleons as much as possible. So I also kept a lot of the furniture so that I wouldn't have to buy new furniture, because there's a depreciation with the furniture that's already there. So rather than selling them and then using something similar further down the line, it just makes sense to me to keep what's there, and then I can reuse it or sell it if I really don't like it or it's just not fitting in the new layout. What annoys me with these properties is they don't have a little garden. It's just like a bare space at the back. So I like to try and add a little garden, even though it's just a starter property. It's nice to have that outdoor space that you can make your own, have your little barbecues, have your little parties, or whatever you want to do. I'm really liking open plan designs at the moment, especially with these small properties. I just think the open plan, it's nice to play with, but also I think it looks good. It looks more modern, which is the style I usually like to play with for most of my sims, although you do have those certain sims that do have a different aesthetic, but for the most part, especially with these homes, like these starter homes, I like to keep it pretty modern. With the kitchen, I was playing around with the design. I knew I wanted it open plan. I wasn't sure if I wanted a dining area, if I wanted just like a bar stool kind of kitchen, and I decided to go for the bar stool because I felt like it worked in a starter home. I feel like with starter homes, it's usually a single sim or maybe like 2 roommates, and so you don't really feel like a dining room isn't really necessary. Like, how often are they going to be eating together? Probably not that often. So I prefer this kind of style in that sense, and also it's a small property, so I wasn't able to do both. What I usually like to do, especially with renovations, take all the furniture that they already have and just place it in the property and see how it looks, see the kind of layout that may work, and then I will remove or change things around as I see fit. So with this, I kept a lot of the original cabinets and I just changed the colors, kept all of the appliances, and again changed the colors. This wallpaper is quite cool. I quite like it, but I did I end up going with it? I don't think I ended up going with it. Oh yeah, I like these floors. I think these floors go quite well with the white walls and then the white cabinets. It just kind of adds that little bit of warmth to it, a little bit of contrast. And then it's got those blues that's also in the appliances. I thought it was fun to add blue appliances to this because the cabinets were white and then we had like the black cabinets, and so I thought, yeah, the blue appliances actually looks really cute. That's something worth trying. If you're not sure how to use color, might be worth just like picking something that is, a color that you wouldn't normally go for, and then making everything else a bit more neutral around it, and that usually works. Depending on the type of sim or the style that I'm going for. If I'm going for more of like a boho style, you can play a little bit more of the colors. If you're going for more modern, usually I will keep it quite neutral and then add like pops of the color around. I always struggle with bathrooms. Is it just me? And I also find that I don't enjoy doing bathrooms as much as I enjoy doing the rest of the house. So usually with bathrooms, especially if there's more than one bathroom, I'll just keep them all the same, in the sense that I'll have the same floor, the same wallpaper, or the same tiling, even the shower, sink, everything. I'll keep it the same, and then depending on the size I may add or take away certain items. Is it just me that does that, or is that a thing? Because I don't really enjoy doing bathrooms. Maybe I just haven't been able to do a bathroom that's looks more interesting. I'd love to try and do a bathroom that has like a sofa in it, like a luxurious like armchair or something. I was watching this design program, and usually people who have big bathrooms, they usually have a bath and a shower. She was adamant that she didn't want a shower. Sorry, that she didn't want a bath. She only wanted a shower. They had so much space, so they ended up just using the space for storage, which is what she wanted. She just wanted lots of storage and no bath, just storage and a shower and sinks, and it ended up looking so nice. In real life it makes sense. In The Sims it looks nice, it can look nice aesthetically, but gameplay wise it's like, why do we have all these cupboards? There's no use for them. And then you end up having, I usually try to avoid cabinets in bathrooms because I don't know if it still happens, but there was a time where Sims were always chopping up their vegetables in the bathroom. If you had cabinets there, they would never do it in the kitchen, even though that was where they took the food from. For some reason they would take the food out the fridge and walk all the way to the bathroom, which would be upstairs in the farthest corner of the house, and then start chopping up the vegetables and then come back down to use the stove. It was very strange, but I don't know if that still happens. To be honest, I haven't noticed it happening, but I don't have a lot of cabinets as in the bathrooms in my properties because of that reason, so I'm not sure. Is it still happening? Let me know in the comments if it's been happening to you. Another thing I do with starter homes is I try and use the cheapest items, which obviously makes sense. But I don't just go with cheaper items just because it's cheap. I go with something that I think also goes with the style of the property. And so with the bathroom, I use these blue tiles, which I quite like. These kind of like mosaic kind of, they remind me of the like Mediterranean kind of style, but in a blue. So I went with those mosaic tiles and I kept it very simple. With this whole property, you'll see I kind of kept this blue theme going throughout, which I like to do in a lot of my properties, especially these small properties where you can kind of see this the style throughout the home. And I like to mix match furniture as well. So in the living room, you'll see I added different chairs. I think that just makes it more pleasant to look at and more interesting to look at, rather than all the chairs matchy. So I designed this property as if somebody does live here, but I didn't add too many items, mainly because of the budget. I wanted to try and keep it under 20,000 simoleons because I want it to be available for any new Sims to be able to just move in straight away and start playing. You don't have to worry about, you know, waiting till later to make it look nice or playing with a property that looks ugly, to be honest. When it came to the outside landscaping, I actually used more debug items because I was very close to 20,000 simoleons and I really didn't want to go over because I wanted the house to be available to new Sims who have just freshly been created and want to move in and start living out their best Sim lives. So yeah, I use debug items for the outside of the property. With these starter homes, I find that they tend to look quite simple. You know, they're basic but pleasant to the eye. I think it's pleasant to my eye anyway. I hope it's pleasant to your eye as well, and I hope it's enjoyable to play with. On the outside, I tried to kind of make it look like it's been around for a while, you know, although inside looks like it's been newly renovated. I want the outside to look like it's, you know, it's been around for a while, but also it's been well looked after, well landscaped. You can just build on it. That's one of the things I love about starter homes, is as your Sim starts to have experiences and starts to move on in their career, or, you know, meet people, or even just build financially, they can, you know, upgrade their toilet here and there. They can change the mirror, you know, they can, you know, redo the wallpaper. I like doing that in the game. I don't necessarily have the property just looking the same throughout the entire Sims life. I like to alter it, and, you know, as you do in real life, you may decide, oh, actually I want to change this wallpaper in my living room, I'm tired of it, I'm bored of it, you know, let's upgrade it to this style and let's just, you know, change up the kitchen a little bit. So that's one thing I do like doing, especially with starter homes. As you can see in this property, the bedroom only has a bed, and that will allow you to add more pieces as the money comes in, but at least you've got the essentials, and also at least the essentials look somewhat nice and not too dreadful. And renovation over. Here is the property. I hope you liked it. If you made it to the end of this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.